You've been
Yes.
on my mind.
I'll put that right there. Get it up.
How are you, darling?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing well.
Oh, yes.
Thank you for hanging out with me
Of course.
in
of
my neck of the
course.
woods.
Oh, I love your neck of the woods. My neck of the woods.
This is a free studio, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, we pay for it, but I'm just
I
saying.
mean, yeah. It's
free studio time.
Right, there you go.
Free studio time, yeah. I want to say thank you for taking like such a short notice and saying when you woke up this morning, I was like, hey, come on, let's go shoot a podcast.
All right.
You were like, okay.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
So I'm excited about it. For people who do not know, and I was thinking about it the other day when Benny was bragging about, oh, meet my best friend. We've been best friends since we were 14 and 15. And I'm like, and when you walked through the door, I was like, we've been friends since we were five. And we 50 and 51.
That's right. That's
He
right.
was like, you always trying to one up me. And
did.
And did.
Yes.
I want to jump right in. I don't want to be formal. You know, I ain't no formal kind of person anyway. But I did put together some questions because I know we can get carried away.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you've been friends for 45 years, you could just go down this rabbit hole and people be like, Lord, okay, so what they talking about? So, okay, and your point is,
right.
Thank you, Dr. Catrina Smith, for joining me.
Thank you, Dr. Tasha McCray.
You're
Dr.
welcome.
T-Mac.
You're welcome. A lot of people don't know this, but we went to nursing school together in 93 and we graduated in 94.
Yes.
So that was over 31 years ago.
Yes.
We've been nurses.
Yes.
And we've been nurses by trade. Let me say that, by trade.
Yes.
And it has been a blessing over the years. And we've seen a lot of changes in nursing.
Oh, absolutely.
Over the years. One thing I wanted to ask you, at 51 years old, what would you have told your 18-year-old self about what nursing would train you for?
At 51, I would have told myself that nursing would train me for bigger things in life, to push, because pushing and never stopping, never letting anyone stop you. That would be my main takeaway. Never let anyone stop you.
So when was the moment that you knew that nursing was not the ceiling for you?
The moment for me was when I was actually working. I mean, because I worked all facets of nursing, bedside and things, but it's always been a spiritual part of me that always wanted to reach for higher. Never satisfied. Even when I worked as a nurse, beside with very, very great doctors, I learned so much. I loved what I've always loved nursing, but even working with doctors, I thought, how do I grow as a doctor's nurse? I said, that's when I said, what am I going to do? Become a doctor? So that's when I started going into higher positions. So everything that I looked for was something that would challenge me. So when I left the doctor's offices, I'd already worked in nursing homes, and during difficult times in our lives. I mean, but that pushed me. All those things pushed me to want more. I've always just wanted more. So the actual day, I can remember being at the crossroads and saying, God, what do you have for me?
What was that like?
It was like, I mean, it was I can still see where I was, and it was an amazing. It was like I hit a roadblock. I mean, just like I was at a stop sign, and it was just like, God, what would you have for me to do now? I want to help people. I want to help people that are still thriving, and that's what led me into assisted living.
Okay.
So once I was in assisted living as the director of nursing, the executive director there, she hired me right on. We had a really good relationship, but I was doing more of the executive work
than the nurse, the clinical.
Yeah, I was. I was, and she trusted me with that. And she left for surgery, and then when she come back, I mean, the day I had a big survey, had a lot of citations, but I learned so much from the state. And when she came back the next day, before then, she said, "You make a great administrator." And I was like, okay. But then when she come back, she told me, I'm moving to Florida.
Oh, so she moved.
She moved,
Oh, and you became the
I
administrator,
became the executive director of that building.
assisted living. Oh, wow.
And so I stayed in that executive director role, but it gave me the best of both
For sure,
lives.
for sure.
It gave me the best, so I still, because I was still able to provide care, look out for what's best for our residents. And when I say care like we learned how to
Yeah, yeah,
how to
yeah. Yeah, clinical. The
clinical.
clinical
Yeah,
part. Yeah.
I was leaving hospice, and I'd done my ministry in hospice,
Yeah.
and
Time was up.
I knew. I mean, it was just like God's, it's okay, and He led me right there.
Yeah, I have a lot of followers that are not nurses, mainly nurses though,
Right.
that are not nurses, and they see us as nurses, right, by trade,
Right.
and they're like, oh, they can just leave one job and do another, and they can just do whatever. They don't have to stay in one job. They can go anywhere if their nursing license follows them. But what they don't know is that you took a leap of faith probably about 15, 17 years ago, from working as an employee to being the employer.
Yes.
And that has nothing to do with nursing.
Right, exactly.
Can you tell us a little bit about the leap of faith and what made you say, okay, I'm going to be a business owner, not an entrepreneur? There's a difference.
Right.
A business owner.
Right. I could see the difference when corporate or whoever would come in. They came in and they didn't care about anything but the bottom line, nothing else.
Numbers.
Nothing but the numbers. Because again, it's always been embedded in me to help people. I said, I can run this, I can do this myself and help people the way that I see fit, and still make money, make a living,
profitable.
Be profitable. Yeah. So that was the day.
Steps of order.
Yeah.
Steps of order.
Yes. Yes. So
I don't care what anybody says.
I don't. Right.
Your steps of order.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Working there, and especially as a Black executive director, my thing was, no matter how hard I tried, I mean, it's still something, they're going to find something wrong. But I had to go through that.
Right.
I had to go through that in order to go to the next step.
Like the old people say, you had to run on to see what the end
had to
was
run
gonna
on,
be.
had to run on, had to run on, and I do not regret it.
So let me ask you this: what part of you had to grow or die in order to scale?
That is a good question.
I knew I was going to get you on that one.
Got me on that one.
What part of you had to grow or die in order for you to scale?
There's a lot of things that I was holding on to. I had to let go, meaning always looking out for everybody else
and not you,
and not myself,
and your business,
and my business. And I had to die to that. So, and I had to grow as a businesswoman, to grow as a leader, which led me to think differently. And so it's a little bit of both. Once you drop things, you're growing.
Naturally grow.
And you naturally grow. You should naturally.
It should be a progression.
Yes. Yes.
It sounds like, and this is something that I've struggled with over the years. I've been here. I left South Carolina in 2003.
Right.
So it is 2026.
Yes.
I've been here a long time.
Yes.
And one of the biggest things that I dealt with was survivor's remorse. And that looks different for everybody. But for me, how I handled it was, I knew I left behind friends, family, and I knew that I couldn't take them with me.
Right.
I wanted people to come along, but how I handled that was I worked all the time. I just kept my mind and working and grinding and things like that. And I did that for like maybe my first 15 years here, 15 to 17 years here. And then one day I realized that's what was going on. I was burying that survivor's remorse, because I was doing well.
Yes.
I made a life for myself and my children, and we were doing well. We would come visit. It was a weird feeling. It was kind of like, I know where you came from, kind of, and I'm like, okay, well, we all know where I came from.
Right.
I mean, you come here to remind me.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then one day, I actually was speaking to someone. I'm gonna say a therapist, but she really wasn't a therapist, but she has a mental health background. So, and we were talking, and she said, "You're dealing with survivor's remorse."
Wow.
And I said, "I am." She said, "Yeah." And you try to bury it. She said, "You're working and you keep doing different endeavors."
Right.
She said, "Because you don't want to face the fact that you are successful and you did make it.
Right.
And that is okay.
Yes. Yes.
So let me ask you this question. You may cry. I'm getting a little teary eyed. What are you leaving behind in South Carolina?
Oh boy. Well, like you said, I mean, when your family is there, especially my parents,
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
it felt like at first you can't do that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a nurse
Right.
and I'm very protective.
Mm.
But
Nurse, being a nurse.
being a nurse, yeah, being a nurse, I'm very protective.
Mm-hmm.
Bring me
I'm sorry.
Kleenex.
You do. You have one under there.
Do
Excuse us, y'all.
sorry.
You good. You don't have to
This-
apologize. Look at there. Look at God. He placed a napkin right under your seat. Ah.
but as I look at life, especially once I turned 50,
Mm.
and as the world has changed, you know, I've built my business and I have different avenues, but I can work from anywhere
Mm.
and I can get on a plane and see my parents
At
in
any
an
time.
hour. I can fly there in an hour. So, you know, I have grandchildren there. What made me go into that to really, really think about it was I was still alone.
Well, let me ask you this. What are you claiming in Florida?
Growth,
Mm.
growth, I already see it. And Florida, when the day I said I'm moving to Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and I know everybody's like Florida, but my thing was it's more of again a spiritual awakening for me. The water, the vibes. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, things
It's February and it's 74 degrees right now,
right
and
now
it's noon.
at noon,
At
right?
noon, right?
Yes, yes, yes. But I mean, just the peace and tranquility. Even when I would get off the plane, because you know I was coming down here often
Mm-hmm.
anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody was like, "Oh, you're just going down there to follow your son. You're just because my son
Son
lives
lives
down
here,
here."
yeah.
But it wasn't to follow my son. It was because every time I came here, I felt a different kind of energy, good energy,
Mm-hmm.
joy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and South Carolina was getting heavy.
Mm. I don't want to talk about that, girl. This ain't
it
about me.
was getting
Ooh, Lord.
it was getting heavy for me.
Yep,
So,
yep.
but I knew I could do both.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could still oversee my parents,
Yeah.
talk to them when I wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
when I needed to, but
Did you wrestle with the guilt of wanting more?
I did. And the reason why I did, because even living in my small town,
Mm-hmm.
it was like people judged me
Yeah,
for,
because you're a
but
big fish in a little pond.
right.
And
Yeah.
that's the one thing that people said to me
Hmm.
when 20 something years ago,
Right.
when I said, "All right, I'm moving,"
Right.
which I had already gotten everything situated before
Hmm.
people even knew I was
Yeah, you
moving.
just moved. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, people thought it was just a move, but everything was lined up. And then
right.
I said, "Oh, by the way, I'm leaving next week." I'm
Yeah,
moving to Florida.
you really did.
I did.
You
Yeah,
really
and
did.
and
I'm
I
like,
didn't
oh
look
my
back.
gosh, she's so brave.
And that's what a lot of people still say today. It was brave. Take your kids, your two sons, and just move to somewhere you've never been before, didn't know anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And what people would say is, you had a salon, all the things, very successful business doing that. I was a nurse, and they were like,
You mean in South Carolina?
yeah, and they were like, you have all these clients, you have a huge clientele, you do practically everybody's hair and their mama, and why would you leave this? Why would you leave this and go to somewhere where you've never been, don't know anybody?
Hmm.
And I said, because I've reached a pinnacle
Hmm. Right.
and I want
Right.
more, and there's nothing wrong with me wanting more.
Right. Exactly. I want more. I need to grow. And even at 50,
So what does reinvention look like
it looks
after 50?
after 50
What does that look like?
like this. Like this. I'm working. My businesses are thriving.
For sure.
It made me excited, and 50 motivated me Well, actually,
Do you know what's on my thing? Because my next question was, what are you most excited about now? That's funny, right?
50 motivated me.
Because we're half a century.
Well, yes. And I'm like, okay, I'm 50. Okay, it's time to live and be happy and in love with what you do. And, and you can do all that. You can have all of that. But you do have to put in the work. Yeah, there's work and there's trials that come along the way, but they make you strong.
They do.
They make you strong. And if you allow it, then you're gonna grow. You're gonna want to grow, and you're gonna always want to grow.
There's gonna be ebbs and flows with everything in life. There's a positive and a negative. There's always two sides to everything.
Absolutely.
Nothing is one-sided.
Right.
So you're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs. I remember my first Thanksgiving here. I had like 98 cents in my bank account. And I didn't want to go back home. I had 98 cents and 2 kids, and Thanksgiving was coming up. But I belonged to a church, and I'd helped one of the ladies who owned her own beauty school. And I went in and taught classes for her. And out of the blue, she called me and said, hey, my family wants to invite you and your sons to Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
I had 98 cents in my bank account.
Wow.
My first Thanksgiving here. And I was a nurse, but still the cost of living, everything was so much more expensive.
Right.
But I knew that if I can make it off 98 cents for Thanksgiving, I can make it through anything. So there's going to be times where you're going to be like, oh, it was better there. This was better. That was better. But in the end, all that matters is happiness.
Happiness, yes.
If you're happy, you can, like you said, hop on a plane, go home, do whatever. But reinventing yourself is exciting.
It is.
Very exciting. It's something that I do probably every quarter.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I want to do this now. I want to be this person now.
Right.
And we talk about it a lot because we're big Neville Goddard fans, and we talk about living in the end a lot.
Yes.
And once you decide that you want to do something and you start living like you're already there,
yes.
Does it not come quicker?
It does. It does.
Comes a lot quicker.
It comes a lot quicker. I'm here, and land is being cleared right next to my center, so I'm right next to it, and I actually,
you're still expanding.
Yeah. And the funny thing was, I said, okay, something's gonna go there. It's already there, So I see things differently. I see things different, so I know. Because it's like when I make those moves, those decisions like that, scared me, which would have been years ago. Maybe wouldn't have done that. So I'm reinventing myself, meeting new people. I never meet a stranger,
no matter where you are.
No matter where I am. And, so the reinvention of myself at 50. Most people think when you hit 50, okay, woe is me. When I saw 50 years, like, oh gosh, but no, ma'am. 50 is great. I'm 51.
Right. Absolutely.
Feels good. And I feel great.
You look great.
Thank you. You do too.
Thank you, girl. Thank you, girl. I'm just coming off the golf course, so I'm like, you want to do a podcast? And you're like, what do I need to wear? Girl, look what I got on. I still got all my golf stuff. I'm good. So we're going to do this. We're going to end with the rapid fire. I've never done this before. You remember back in the day, I used to have a podcast where I interviewed a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners.
Right.
I never did a rapid fire.
Okay.
So this is one that I'm going to do. So this is called South Carolina versus Florida. And I'm going to say 2 things and you just pick one.
Okay.
Okay. Sweet tea versus mimosas.
Mimosas.
Okay. Piedmont versus the Gulf.
The Gulf.
A juicy South Carolina peach versus fresh Florida oranges.
I still love my peaches.
Okay, well, peaches it is. All right. Mustard-based barbecue versus Florida Caribbean style jerk.
Oh, the Caribbean style jerk. Oh, where is it?
We're gonna eat it for lunch. Let's go find a spot. Church hats versus bikini cover up.
Oh my goodness, honey, a bikini cover up. Bikini cover ups.
Hey, cover
Yes.
me up, please.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Listen,
Yes.
so this is Cam calling us. So he's gonna take us out to lunch. He has no idea. This is the second time he's called us during this episode. So he's gonna
Right.
take us out to lunch. All right. So that's all I have for you today. This is so
Oh, that
nice. You
was
like
so
it?
nice. I love it. I
All
love
right.
it.
Yeah.
Look at God.
Look at God. Look at God. Just look at God.
Just look at God.
All right, sis. Thank you so much. Love you.
Thank you. Love you.
You can't transplant an old tree. But they've clearly never met a South Carolina woman with a plan. Dr. Catrina, watching you move your mini empire and your heart down here to Florida is an ultimate masterclass. And I am so honored that I get a front row seat to watch you fully fly to 50 more years of us being too much for everybody else to handle. Yes, yes. Cheers.